I mean, I think it solves most of the case, at least for me. I'm pretty confident that this is a Mikoto Pango and it might just be a Bristleback in the support position. Just not sure whether it's position 4 or position 5. But Primal Beast locked in as the last selection. That is likely going to be the... oh, okay. So it ends up being the mid laner. But that might just mean they miss out on some early bounty runes. The fact that Talon don't see anyone on their mid ward as well, it's starting to raise some questions, and Akashi, he's playing as safe as possible. Now they will run into Bosku, Disruption, and the shards. This is looking like a very, very dead Bristleback, but it will allow Talon to have priority in terms of securing most of these runes. So, okay.
Is insane this game, right? You've got Bristle, Sniper, Pango, Mars, Nature's Prophet. Literally all of these heroes do a burst of physical damage, or not a burst, but it's consistent physical damage, as well as a little bit of a burst of magical.
3 members of Execration up in this top side. The surprise trilane always works out so nicely with the task, and they catch them off guard, getting 2 more kills on the board. Execration starting to get rolling really nice and early. Okay, well, does that mean that they're just sacking Tino then? Because Tino is, I don't know if you've sort of had a glance down bot lane, but the man is doing that. He is exercising the most unique blend of roles and positional choices to try and get the most out of this lane. Looks like Yokum. I mean, why would you not commit to this tri-lane if it's just going to be a kill generator, right? At some point, WS or Yokum have to walk up to try and get some of these last hits.
Tino is still alone in the bottom
harassment.
lane.
Oh, I mean, dude, they know he's here now, but it doesn't make a difference, right? Because they're having to spend resources, they're having to be wary of them, and looks like they're getting a setup as well. The drinking buddies, they've caught WS. The shards forcing him into a very awkward position, and WS is gonna go down again. If it ain't broke, nothing to fix here, and Talon continue to suffer losses up here in this top lane.
You know, Sneeze, we talked about a blast from the past of the Execration versus Talon, and now we're getting a tri-lane as well. This is certainly a blast from the past. Tusk will finally
this is
lead
some
this
vintage
lane
Dota 2, man.
Yeah. Finally, to the mid lane, Shanks goes. Just for now, he's going to probably go back up after this 4-minute rune.
Yeah, this is one of those moments as an off-laner where you're getting sacked and you know it's for the good of your team. And then your team's just mad. Like WS and Yokum, they're like, yo, are you guys gonna get a kill or like you guys gonna come help us or something? And they're just like, yeah, we're farming. And they aren't necessarily lying as well, right? WS is getting completely sacked right now. Just absolutely dogged, buried under the dirt. Not really what you kind of usually see from this player. Well, we'll see whether that's the case. First rotation, Lewis in the bot lane. Slowed down by the Viscous Nasal Glue though. Akashi. Here comes Yokum as well. Tries to TP away, but can't get it done and he's just gonna get killed. The second TP, Akashi on his heels doesn't really have enough attack damage to punch through that thick rock at the moment. Now it's WS who's gonna suffer again. The Tusk isn't here, but the slow from the power shot. He's gonna try and TP away. Just enough damage from the poison. And it's got to be painful. I mean, no, off-laners, close your eyes. It's been a rough one for these these two at the moment. Used, or at least they understand that they're taking a shot for their team, but it's still gotta feel a little sour. I mean, I know I would.
Yeah, it's still taking a shot. It's still gonna hurt.
The CML trying to steal the Wisdom Rune, but nice little spear pushes the Shadow Demon away. So they get a dominating kill streak on WS, but Yokum gets sniped down by a very nice long-range power shot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Mikoto, make a move to help your team get back into this game. You've got the Rolling Thunder. Should want to use it.
Oh, nice try on the shots. And you get the roll in time, just around the bend. Quick little 3-point turn from Mikoto to get it done. He's rolling over as well. Tino, he still has the rolling boulder available, but waiting for the backup, I guess. You know, just biding his time. I'm not really sure he's waiting for this. Kind of scary. Maybe waiting for Lewis to come in and trample down onto Bosku. Nice disruption, gonna allow Tino to escape. Mikoto, now in an awkward position. There's still the Primal Beast pulverized, and there we go. But Mikoto is a very tanky boy, and now with the double jump into the shield crash, he is still standing his ground. As a final roll, Tino knows his limits well and has baited Mikoto in very nicely. Oh, still bumped up, not to the high ground though, but the double jump. The poison, it's not enough. They need the kick, it's not gonna ledge. Mikoto survives. And the roll, oh, they sidestep it. Bosku now gonna start slowing up Tino, but he has the magnetize starting to go the world to Mikoto, but again the double shield crash. Who is this guy? Olympic athlete or something? Acrobatics non-stop. Mikoto with a double kill. Who else but Mikoto could have pulled that off? Tell me that right now.
You know what that would be? That would be a 50-50. I would hold my points right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're not leaving lane, really. How much is Arena gonna do for you? I would assume you level it, but holding the point for sure to start.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the perspective is exactly what we're seeing here, where, you know, you're not leaving the lane, but Mikoto really wants to come up and clean up this Wind Ranger and just punish her. And that's exactly what happens. Mikoto, the big playmaker for the team. Like you mentioned, Crash, from the start. Okay. So, plan now for Talon, I guess, is from what I'm hearing, is just to keep it going. Go, go, go. They see Lewis in the mid lane, and it might be a dead Primal Beast, but the Shadow Demon behind, perfect little spear away. CML, he just can't reach with the disruption. That's exactly what you needed to prevent any defensive maneuvers from coming through. And they'll continue rolling forward. Snipe out. Disruption buying him some time. Can they make the return roll? Trying to pull him away with the drinking buddies, but now Mikoto right under the tower. It's a beautiful shackle shot on for 2. WS dropping low. The spear gonna buy him some time, but not away from the roll. Tino and Shanks head forward and knock him out with an uppercut. Now Talon, they've gotten quite a good trade already, right? 2 heroes for 1. Sure, WS dies, but it's still a decent blink reveal, and they'll settle with that. Talon back up.
So you get a few auras onto Execration, and then all of a sudden the game gets a little bit harder for you.
Yeah, that's, as we see a huge fight here, I might have to hold that thought. Akashi getting caught out, but really, who's catching who? There are 5 members of Talon ready to rumble, and Execration, both supports, smack down in a big way. I mean, you talked about aura diff, Crash, but for now, it doesn't really seem like any of the members of Talon are too concerned with auras at all. I mean, usually in a situation where you might see a sniper go something like a Solar Crest, or maybe even a 4-staff, he's instead going for a Mage Slayer.
That ideal sniper gameplay is when you can just A-click the ground and go ham.
Bosku, pretty deep, trying to contest some vision here, but he's happy to use his body as a shield. Just put Snot out. Managed to grab the Primal Beast ultimate onto Mikoto. He still has that Aegis, but the roll-up available very early on. He should drop Bosku, losing his life as well. Where are the rest of Talon though? Starting to close in. Can they finish off Mikoto in time? Get the silence off and the shackle. They're starting to layer disables. They need to get this Pango down. But here comes WS ready to save the day. The BKB force onto Akari, but shot straight in the head. Mikoto desperately trying to escape from this situation. Won't be so lucky this time. Lewis will find that kill. And this is what we were talking about, Talon overplaying their hand a little bit. The whip from Pile I Die clearly wasn't strong enough. As Tino continuing to roll, gets the connection and the kick back. And oh, they can just keep this one rolling. Nature's Prophet finally joining the fight with his Gleipnir. Will the damage be significant into the Crimson Guard? Enough to take down Lewis, and the arena up means that nowhere for these supports to run again. CML gets clapped. With the additional vision, oh, WS, he can just keep this one going. Tino is all locked up with no more mana to work with. Still has some launch charges coming up in a short bit, but he's getting quacked and getting killed. Talon end up in a team wipe, despite how rough that initial start to the fight looked. Alright. I mean, they can just keep this going here. CML, easy pickings. I mean, Talon, they've just done such a great job at swarming the Execration side of the map. You just kind of get the feeling that wherever you go, you're not safe. And once that starts to happen, that's where you stop making plays. That's where you stop looking for opportunities. And Execration, sooner rather than later, might find themselves herded back to a very small, marginal area on their side of the map.
I mean, even at this point, I don't know where you feel safe to farm, right? You've got a Nature's Prophet that can just be anywhere, everywhere, all at once.
Nasty peeing in, trying to get the initiation onto Akashi. Not enough of a slow. Just looking for the shackle, but it doesn't latch. Still can BKB TP out. Does he not have the mana? I guess he's worried about the power rise. Uh-oh. Speaking about the Nature's Prophet, we might have just casters cursed him. He goes down. That's a mega kill streak. And the rest of Talon looking a bit out of sorts. This is not a fight they can win. They just need to abandon the supports. And that is exactly what they'll do. Not much they can really divvy out of this situation. A little bit of an overstay there from Akashi.
It's not, you know, it's not a cool Crimson Guard against an all-physical lineup, but it's a nice pipe against a nice mix of damage from Execration that definitely lean on the magical side.
Ooh, Mikoto barely dodging that roll forward. Tino in some trouble. The drinking buddy's trying to pull him out of danger. Crimson Guard pop now. Talon, they want to be aggressive here, but Cuckoo? I don't really think you care about that. You're still grabbing Mikoto. Controlling the Pango is such a huge factor. And Akari starting to do a lot of damage with that crit stick, but getting shot down, saved for now. But WS huge arena, and he traps all of them in the fray. They can't see anything except for the bodies of their allies just falling beside them. Lewis, the last one to stand, but nice God's Rebuke stops him in his tracks. And now they can just kite the Primal Beast for days. More than enough damage to chop him down. And the only loss is Cuckoo. Everyone else on Talon very, very happy about that engagement. I'm still struggling to try and find out what Tino's idea is. We might have to try to put that on pause. Bosco valiantly dewarding. Here comes Mikoto. It's a perfect roll. It's a perfect arena. The disruption will buy time for the BKB to come up for Akari. Forced to pop it now, but a sniper shot right on his head. Snowball save. It's only momentary as everyone else on Execration has to run. Yule's up, but Akashi's right there to greet them. Tino, nowhere for you to go as another 4-member smackdown. In fact, I'm wondering what exactly Execration's plan is, because Lewis is still farming in the top lane. He has finally finished that Aghanims. Maybe that's what they were waiting for, but they're already losing so much on the map. Roll coming through. Bosco, he's in the middle of 4 heroes. He doesn't care at all. He might die for this, but he has sacrificed for the greater good. He'll even buy back. Akashi TPing forward because of the old grove, slowing everyone down. They have that fountain, so Talon, they don't want to get too aggressive here, but Akashi actually going to turn around, pop the BKB, start laying in some damage. Tino has already died. Going to be able to buy back Yokum. Just pummeled down. Yeah, sure, you're a sniper with some damage, but that still doesn't help you against Primal Beast. Mikoto still in the fight, trying to do damage. But Execration with the fountain buyback advantage. They are starting to claw ahead here in this engagement. Now it's Akashi the one in trouble. His BKB is already used and he's surrounded by 4 members. Where the rest of Talon busy getting killed off. Tino, I mean Mikoto, we were looking for him in the entire fight, but he's just been controlled left low and he doesn't have that second life privilege, so all he can do is roll around and hope for the best. Can he do enough damage here to at least make it even? He'll kill off Akari, and now it's time for him to try and escape. Can't double jump up to the high ground, but gets a nice friendly bump from Lewis. The question is whether Mikoto can play his way out of this one. He's done it once before. Here comes WS with the buyback into the outpost that they've captured. The roll-up buying him some time, Mikoto. Now the swashbuckle to the low ground. They're still trying to find an angle, trying to find this Pangolier, and with the roll, they will finally kill him off. Now WS the one in trouble. Yokum can try and TP in and join this fight, but Talon, we've seen this story before. One of them overcommitting, one of them getting a bit too overzealous. And Execration is the costliest hold that they will have this game, but they still manage to hang on. The Aghanim Scepter from the Primal Beast doing a lot of work as well. Keep in mind, it's a break that will flatten the bristleback. Think forward. They found Bosco again. Not really the target that you want, but an easy one to grab. And now, trying for the punish. That's a dieback on the bristleback. The Rolling Thunder in. Mikoto. It's a really good spot for him to keep them controlled. Akari doesn't want to pop the BKB just for this reason, but dropping low now, forced to use it. Mikoto's still chasing them down. Oh, did she try and TP out? They didn't get the bash. He bashed Tino instead. That put the Skull Bash on cooldown. That is unfortunate. It looks like Lewis popping his own BKB, breaking the mask. Will at least be able to get the Primal Beast, but that's all they find. I say that, but Kashi has TP'd forward. Very heads-up play, looking for Tino. Should still be a second roll forward. The mask, oh, just narrowly missing out on clipping the Earth Spirit. I mean, I wonder whether Bracers being so strong just enables any strength hero or universal hero to be a support. Tino rolling in now, WS looking for the connection, and they find the Wind Ranger. She has a buyback though, but already the rest of Execration falling. CML forced to use his as well. Now Lewis is coming back in 5 seconds, so they need to seal the deal quick. Tino still very tanky and the whirlwind has begun, but the Yules to kite them out. Double spear. WS has that shot, but now Lewis jumping in, beautiful concussive grenade, stopping up that charge. And then Hurricane Pike as well, they're just pushing the beast away. Stay back, stay back. We don't want you playing around with their food. Lewis is just gonna go down. bailing him out a little bit. He was so desperate to try and make something happen for his team that he ends up falling for the bait. WS, right when he thinks he's still trying to get chased. This ends the deal. Akari finally popping that BKB and the whirlwind, but can't stand up to the plink, plink, plink of Yokum. It really does feel like more than just a support diff, it's an entire team diff. Execration just can't stand up to Talon. So many signature heroes for each of these players. It's no surprise that they end up in this conclusion, but definitely a few moments where Execration could have exploited Talon's over-aggression.
And he's a beautiful hero to pair up with Sniper specifically. If this is I assume to be a 4 Sniper, unless they do something crazy, Yokum should be back on the Sniper. All I said that they needed in the offlane was someone who could do a little bit of damage and stuns. And Slardar has both of those in spades. Eyeing up the liquid ones. I'm eyeing up, like you said, Suns fan Sind ones as well. The winter one is really good too. First blood potential.
Talon are the ones being eyed up right now. Shanks running forward with the expanded armature, but it's a lot of damage from those shrapnels. You gotta watch it, Jokum. It's no longer that spell that just slows you a little bit. It is lethal. And they get first blood on Tino. That is huge. And Shanks, he's gonna eat an unstable concoction. They can keep it going. A secondary crush and a second kill. Mikoto the one to grab it now. That is perhaps as good of a start as you could ask for.
And maybe it's Cuckoo doing such a good job on the Bat Rider, phasing out Shanks, and not even necessarily trading blows with them, but just making it so that he can't walk up. Now we're starting to see those blows being traded, and Cuckoo's got to be careful.
That honestly was so weird to me because I think Cuckoo is going to go down here. But that initial soul assumption didn't really have a lot of damage on it. CML with the TP in, gets a kill on Mikoto, taking advantage of how aggressive that SF was playing, and a brilliant rotation from the Nature's Prophet. You were talking about how gankable the SF was. Looks like CML heard you a little bit. The slight differences in CS are marginal because you get that back with Grievel's Greed anyway, so you're not too sad about that.
Level 3 and immediate aggression onto Akari.
Yeah, you called it, Crash. I mean, this you're goddamn prophet. You just waited until they had the shrapnel charges. Akari thinking that he could get all nice and comfortable, doing some damage to the tower, but bam, Crash Prophecy. Weren't you listening?
Comes to fruition. Yeah. Maybe they were, and maybe that's why it happened, Sneeze. Maybe this is all part of the script that the Dota gods have written for us.
Well, Talon, I think we had initial concerns about their lineup being a bit too greedy, but for now they are doing okay. Well, I say that Bosku is just getting obliterated. Akashi finds himself stuck under the tower. Nice rotation from CML. It looks like the Alchemist is going to go down. He's just, dude, he's just sticking around trying to hit some creeps, get some last bit of gold before he's gone.
The old snatch strategy. Snatch him under the tower because expanded armature has a decent range around it. A full potential. Hold that thought. Bottom lane. Akashi.
Hang on, Akari. Uh-oh. No, that's not the... Hey, actually, I just realized, yeah, both carry names are like so damn similar. What the...
Every single time
I wish you didn't
to say
tell me
either of their names. I'm so sorry.
Here comes WS. Knows exactly where CML is and we can just keep this ball rolling. Easy kills. Love to see it.
I mean, you kind of have to be the hero to sort of walk in as the Bat Rider, especially right now. Right? No Slardar to walk in for you, no Alchemist. It's your job. SF ain't gonna do it, Sniper ain't gonna do it. And unfortunately that gank ain't gonna do it either.
I'm not really sure whether this is what you want, but with Tino in the area and CML TPing in, the aggression continues. Both these teams not letting up for an instant.
And then all of a sudden the hero, you know, what have you picked him for? He's not going to build auras, that's for sure.
Oh, Bosco. He's just a small margin away from having broken the smoke, but instead they're going to find Mikoto, the much bigger kill. And the SF is going to go down. Great execution from Execration.
But Cuckoo is going to do his best to try to farm it up as once again aggression coming into the Alchemist top.
Yeah. This is an easy trade so far. 2 for 2 as Talon bring in the full forces. They're able to get at least a bit of a return. Looks like Lewis was the one who had to try and dive in there to finish off Akashi. Gets the job done but pays for his life as a result.
No way, they're bringing everyone mid.
Okay. Not again, Mikoto. Someone help him. Caught up by the trees, and a second barrel strike. Lewis, as soon as he respawns, he comes back in for another kill. And we might just
Good
get
question. If you can get a
to
pick
hold
on
your thoughts
Lewis,
here.
that would be a good start.
Okay, starting out with the crush. Lewis dropping low, able to barrel strike back to safety. Shanks doing a great job holding the rest of Talon at bay, but Akashi joining the fray means that this clockwork is likely going to die. It's a worthy sacrifice, and the support's duty done well.
I assumed Slardar wasn't going to build auras, and here we are, Pipe of Insight being built up on the Slardar. Jump in immediately onto this Visage. Tino, no chance of surviving.
That's a great grab. I'm not really sure how they found him so low, but WS on the chase. CML, they're just refreshing this Assassinate to keep the vision. Very cute plays from Yokum. Won't be able to stop the Prophet from trying to TP out. So, and this is what we were hoping for from the Slardar. This is exactly what you imagine your Slardar is supposed to be doing. Yeah, but this is really telling. The fact that Mikoto is showing on the lane like this, I'm sure that Execration are fully aware that this is a bit of a big play. Spot out Shanks, blink forward, nice double crush from WS to start things out. Akashi, it's about who he can connect on in this fight. Shanks still doing a good job helping his team keep the distance, dropping very low on the Slardar already. Ends up giving up his life, but the Requiem from a far distance, not really doing a lot of damage, but Akashi, he's the one to get the job done. Trying to finish off Lewis, can't find that just last, unstable concoction. The Sand King was able to slip out. It's a little bit awkward. I mean, they still have full vision of this Sand King. Oh, sorry, the Nature's Prophet. Now, speaking of Sand King, he's here trying to kill off Akashi, who is took the Twin Gates down here to farm, not respecting the early respawns. Execration collapse on him and kill the Alchemist.
Right, just hookshotting in and dying. If you get your abilities off, you've done your job.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Shanks, if I had to sort of elect one person on Execration who's doing the best in this game, it would be him and CML, right? They're the ones who have been directing a lot of the aggression, like I mentioned in the early game. But unfortunately, caught out is CML. Lewis, with a beautiful epicenter setup, though, will kill WS. They get the D-Ward and they get the 2 kills on the main members of Talon who would enable further aggression. Oh, who? Oh, Tino.
Tino gets it. That's a big shard.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't aware what that does, essentially, you can basically... Okay, gotta hold that thought. Looks like there's more action happening. TP's to the bot lane now, trying to chase away Lewis. They found him. Oh, WS quick with the jump. Smacks down the Sand King. They know exactly what to do. They're following a flowchart, you know what I mean? It's just, in some moments of zaniness, they lose the plot a bit. Find Lewis. Lasso calling for help here. Mikoto, oh my goodness, the damage! Not a single armor item on that Sand King, and he just gets torn asunder. Looks like Bosco's on the hunt for anyone trying to split push again, but they pick him out. CML seems to know he's there, but not going to make any move as a result. Roche has just taken. Akashi comes through the Twin Gates. Nice little familiar drop, trying to help the Sand King get out, but gets fully spotted by those shrapnels and will just get chopped apart. Lewis to fall. Roche Banner coming out to protect these creeps. Tino's got to watch his bursts. They are going down quick. Oh, the epicenter being channeled. Is it Lewis's time to go? Only gets one with the barrel strike. Hookshot follow-up. Runs into some familiars. That's not what you want. But here comes WS with the crush. Lewis is just gone. The Sand King doesn't stand a chance. And Mikoto in the middle with a huge Requiem. They pull back Tino. The Gravekeeper's Cloak gonna save him for now. But now they're onto the Terrorblade. He's just losing so much HP. Where's your armor melted? And Execration, they go splat. Talon, this is over. 20k gold lead, just a perfectly executed minus armor drop. The patience plays off. This is the Talon that we expected. I feel like I've been saying that at the end of every game today. A bit of shakiness, but at the end of the day, still a team that's very clearly a caliber above the competition.